Okay, Chaos. Well, I guess I am gonna wait a bit until he sets up his army. Okay, he set it up. So he has the usual badass Kolek on the field
Yeah, yeah.
with the lightning going around. Then we see Chaos Knights with lances, one on each flank. Very
Curious.
expensive units. And then we see, looks like 2 Chaos Pawn and 1 Chaos Troll, and we have police in the background as well. I don't know if it's playing for houseplant or Ninjahund. Anyway, we also see some Chaos Warriors up front, 3 Chaos Warriors, and a Chaos Warrior with great weapons. And also Chaos Warrior with, not Warrior, but Sorcerer, Lore of Death.
Good,
So,
good. Where is his HQ? Oh, yeah, it's Kolek. Sorry, I didn't miss that.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting, man. This is the Chaos Warrior list that I wanted to see. You know, the Warrior Core, I mean, they're not much more expensive than Forsaken, these Warriors are. Yeah, they do less damage, but they hold a little bit better. And if you have Chaos Spawn backing them up from behind to do the real damage, then I think the Chaos Warriors actually should do relatively well. I mean, they should do relatively well. We will see, though. We will see. I mean, you have an opinions on Chaos Warriors?
I don't know if I want to see those many, though. So many of them.
Fair.
I don't know. Yeah. I would have liked some Marauders mixed in as well. Like, I would have preferred to see the Warriors by themselves and the Marauders supporting the Trolls and Spawns, probably.
Fair.
That's how I wanted to see it.
And you certainly would have been able to get a lot more Marauders if that were the case. I mean, I think maybe something that I would have maybe changed myself. Ooh, there goes a Light Wizard shot right at the Death Wizard. Doesn't do very much damage at all. I would have liked to see maybe one less unit of Chaos Warriors, or maybe nix the guys with the Great Swords and get change over those Trolls to Spawn and then get something else. I will say, though, most of his money went into these Chaos Knights with Lances.
Yeah.
Are they significantly improved since the patch?
I don't know, actually. I haven't used them.
I haven't... Yeah, I haven't seen them used either, man. I have not seen them used either. Yeah, keen indeed, Valavis. Thank you for joining us at that at the crack of dawn there. So we got the armies kind of playing out, doing a little of that skirmishing battle out in the front here. We noticed that Chaos has a little bit of a problem in the sense that they are probably going to get very, very flanked here in a second. And I think that is why we have the Chaos Knights going over here to the left flank, try to distract this left side of the Orc army so that it doesn't crash in like this and then fold up that left-hand flank for Chaos.
Oh, this is going to be really good, though, for Chaos if he catches those Boar Biggins.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Is the micro on point? It doesn't look like it. Oh, man. The Boar Biggins actually stopped themselves. That is not good. Those guys will die very quickly, largely because Kolek is there soaking up some damage. The Chaos Knights don't do that much damage up against other large. They don't have that bonus to large, but they still do enough to wreck him.
Yeah, and now we should see... The thing is with those Chaos Warriors, they're so slow. They can't run away from the Giants and the Orc Boys.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. And as a matter of fact, on the left-hand side, it looks like these Chaos Warriors are going to get caught out very soon, and they don't want to get caught out by Savage Orc Biggins in the back.
They turn around at the last second, though.
Last second, yeah, that's a decent countercharge there, and not a bad countercharge. The Giant swinging into some Chaos Warriors as well, but the Chaos Spawn also running up and getting some sweet, sweet charges up on these. Orc Boys are going to fold like paper. What really is where the battle is going to happen, though, I think, is here with Savage Orc Biggins up against the Chaos Warriors.
Ooh, Spirit Leech on Ninjahund's General, I believe. There we go.
Yep, there it goes. The Spirit Leech on Ninjahund's General.
Chaos Spawn and Warriors breaking through those Savage Orc Biggins really quickly.
Oh, yeah, they did. They really did. And despite taking that charge, they managed to do pretty good in cleaning those guys up. I mean, now Grimgor Ironhide, man, this guy is not in the place that he wants to be. He is losing too much health too fast as of now.
I mean, as you can see, it's not paying off to have Grimgor 4 kills and he's almost dead.
Yeah, that is true.
Dying, yeah.
It is really not worth right now. Not worth. Maybe he's killed 4 trolls, but that is doubtful.
Chaos Knight rear charge. Biggins.
Oh, thank God I didn't miss that. Oh, there it goes, man. I missed the very beginning of it. But yeah, those Biggins. I mean, yeah, bonus versus large. Don't get me wrong, but you know, a full unit of Chaos Knights with lances to the back, the rear end of anybody will be a nasty, nasty surprise. Big men, those Chaos Knights, man. Big men. But yeah, it looks like those Biggins are going to root as well as those Savages, or route, sorry. Another Spirit Leech going off in the General.
Well, there goes the General, I guess. So Chaos is should be able to finish off the greenskins here. Problem's gonna be the giant though.
Yeah, the giant will be a problem. The giant has taken next to no damage and is actually doing pretty significant amounts of it down here on the Chaos Warriors. And so we'll see if he can manage to do that. But it does look like the Chaos will be able to free up their left-hand flank right there.
And we have Kolek on the field.
We do have Kolek on the field, and we have some nasty bruisers out here at the side here. Chaos Knights with lances going to be able to rear charge this small gathering of orcs here. They're going to break that gathering right up. No more than groups of 3 with orcs, man. You gotta break them up, and here they go. The Black Orcs, they're breaking to the kind of vicious charge of not only 2 units of, looks like a unit of Chaos Spawn, the Death Sorcerer, Chaos Sorcerers. They got a lot of stuff in there. This is why I like Chaos Warriors, though, is that unlike Chaos Marauders, even when they don't have a lot of people in their unit, they can still be useful for tying people up.
Yeah.
You know, they don't run like the Chaos Marauders do, and they have enough armor to, even at low health, be able to stick it out for just long enough for other units to come in and support. Ooh, this is going to be nasty.
Chaos Knight charge.
Ooh, yeah. You can see here the blood just splattering out, man. The giant, how did he get blood on his head?
He has blood on his head, yeah.
Yeah, like he's got blood on the back of his, like maybe it's dripping off that hammer. I don't know where he's getting the blood there. I'd love to know exactly how that works. Yeah. Just maybe he's just squeezing units above his head and just letting the blood drip down. What kind of cav has Chaos? Chaos has both Chaos Knights and Chaos Knights with lances. By the way, it does look like that houseplant took the game there out against Ninjahund with his kind of unconventional army. Huge amount of kills, actually, you notice on the Chaos Knights. So what do you think about that? I was actually kind of wary of that decision initially of taking those 2 Chaos Knights, but they did good work for him, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I know that one of my clanmates, I think it's Achilles, he uses them and he likes them. Sure. I didn't try them myself. I still limited myself to the Chaos Warhounds.
Sure.
And such. But yeah, those Chaos Knights, really worth it. They killed a lot of big uns here. They really paid for themselves. So
exactly, and they didn't lose a lot of health either.
No.
They took out Boar Boys, took out big uns, and I think, you know, what's key with this, I think one of the reasons that this army did succeed is that it gave Houseplant enough time to get his Chaos Knights into battle, to get Kolek into battle. You know, Unbreakable Chaos Spawn really lending to that, right? You know, sticking around and not running, as well as the Chaos Warriors with decently high morale. Giant did okay. The rest of the orcs really did poorly, though. Take a look at those stats, man. Take a look at those stats.
I mean, the Savage Orc big uns, I think they don't belong in any orc army. I don't see any point in them.
I think so too, man. I mean, are they so much better than regular Savage Orcs to cost next to 300 more, right? As well as, I mean, and they're just not as good as Orc big uns. No. Orc big uns just better because they have the armor, they have all of that going for them, and they're cheaper.
Precisely.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'm down with you on that point, man. If you're going to take Savage Orcs, take the regular Savage Orcs. They're cheap as dirt. They got nerfed a little bit, but they're cheap as dirt, and they're still pretty...
Or just more Orc big uns.
Yeah, exactly. Ah, oh, Jesus Christ. So it looks like we have a vampire battle up right here, right now. It is going to be vampires versus orcs and goblins versus the greenskin. It's really hard to get into, and so, but it doesn't look like the greenskins are going to set up for that kind of battle this game. Overlay. Oh yeah, thank you. I got to get rid of that overlay.
There's a map similar to this one. I think it's called Broken Leg Gully or something, where it's not exactly the same, but you can also put like your cannons in the back, and you have like a nice hilly position and some bottlenecks you can
kind of exploit
as well. Yeah.
I mean, this is the map you want to play dwarves on, right? Like this is the dwarf map, one of the good ones at least. So let's take a look at I'll do the greenskin, or I'll do the vampire counts armor. You can go ahead and do the greenskins. Okay. So for the vampire counts, we have as the front line fighters, we have 3 units of zombies. On the flanks to either side, he has 2 units of Graveguard, 3 units of Graveguard total, 4 units of Graveguard total, my mistake. 2 of them have great weapons, 2 of them are hand weapon shield. Or actually, no, sorry, my mistake once again, my apologies, guys. Looks like 1, 2, 3... 3 units of Graveguard, 1 with hand weapon shield, 2 with great weapons, 1 unit of skeleton warriors, 2 units of Karn Wraiths guarding the flank, as long with 2 extra ones kind of here on this back line, just to take care of anything that might decide to come through. Abzor's being very, very correct in guessing that this Banshee will appear on the field. So we do have a Banshee for Ninja. Interesting choice there. In the air, he also has a guy on a zombie dragon. Manfred, actually, on a zombie dragon. Very interesting choice, very risky. A unit of Crypt Cores on one flank, a unit of Black Knights on the other, and some bats just to protect. What do we have for the Orcs and Goblins?
So we have Azag the Slaughter on Skullmuncha. Then we see the Troll build again. We have 4, not the Troll build in that way, but, you know, actual trolls on the field.
Sure.
4 trolls, and up front we see 4 Orc Biggins. Also, we have some Goblin Archers, 2 of them on the field. On the right flank, we have 2 Goblin Wolf Riders with the Savage Orc and 2 Orc Boarboy Biggins. And we see a Doom Diver as well, and I believe that is the build of Houseplant. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is too. I mean, I quite like this army from the Orcs and Goblins, by the way. This is a nice, balanced army list. It's got some heavy hitters in the Orc Biggins, as well as some very heavy hitters in the Trolls behind them. A good flanking force, a good force of cavalry on this right-hand flank, though. You know, the Savage Orcs that back up the Boar Boys, as well as the Goblin Wolf Riders, I think going to be very successful for our Orc player here.
Yeah. Ooh, those hits with the Doom Divers.
Yeah, the Doom Diver has already got 30 kills.
I really don't like the formation of Vampire Counts again.
Ooh. Yeah, this is not looking so hot for the Vampire Counts here. They really got to get these guys in order. Okay.
Oh no, well, you don't want this to happen. King Ray's getting charged by Biggins and Trolls.
Okay, well, the Cryptors got in there, but I don't think the Karen Rays are going to be enough fluff or enough chaff for the...
no zombies.
Yeah, exactly. He needs the zombies. And look how slow the zombies are in coming up. They are far too slow at this point in time. No damage really going on either side in this fight right now, though some of the Trolls are taking a little bit of morale damage from the Cryptors and the Karen Wraiths. In the meantime, zombies engaging the Orc Biggins, the other unit of zombies also engaging the Orc Biggins. The Trolls absolutely just crashing through the zombies. They're doing some good work. Unfortunately, that may actually leave them exposed to the Karen Wraiths that are coming up from behind, but we'll see if the Vampire Counts player decides to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Houseplant is playing this extremely well so far, I think. Like, he's making, like, very few mistakes, like, if any mistakes so far.
I think you're very, very right. Yeah. Houseplant being very patient with his units, allowing the Vampire Counts to come into him and get into favorable engagements as far as he's concerned so far.
Okay, he made a mistake. Goblin Archers got charged by zombies.
Well, down go the goblins, down go the all those poor little suckers. They're going to run very, very quickly. It looks like as we have a general battle here right now, actually. Zombie Dragon versus Azag the Slaughter. It looks like the Zombie Dragon is actually going to win out in this fight. Remains to be seen whether or not he'll be able to escape with his life, though. But it does look like he may be able to. He has actually got Invocation of Nehek on himself, which means that he will last for a very, very long time. Now the Vampire Counts starting to chew into the morale of the Orcs. How is this going to work out?
Ooh. Yeah, lots of these units are routing off the field for Greenskins, the Biggins, and the Goblin Archers as well. But Azag is alive, so that's good for Houseplant. But he's about to die. He's going to go down now.
That Spirit Leech will take him down. I notice over here that we got these Cryptors alone up against Trolls and those Orc Boar Biggins. That's not going to work out well for those Cryptors over there. And the Vampire Counts have managed to rout the Orc Boar Boy Biggins, and they will probably very soon rout those Savage Orcs right there.
Oh, the Doom Divers, though, are focusing on the blob, which is very good. Oh,
yeah, that is...
Here. Yeah.
That will do a significant amount of damage. Already 67 kills, man. Already 67 kills on the Doom Divers.
Here they come again. Ooh, the damage.
We are seeing some mass routing from the Greenskins right now. It remains to be seen whether or not we can see another line made by our Greenskin player, probably back here somewhere, to re-engage with the Vampire Counts.
Ninjahund has done it, I think.
It may be. It may very well be true. Ninja's got a lot of very favorable engagements for him thus far. I mean, his engagements were not favorable on paper, but they turned out well for him for some mysterious reason.
I think I like the Black Orc Biggins combination more than the Trolls Biggins in this matchup.
Yeah, I think that because the Black Orcs do soak up a little bit more damage than the Biggins can, and you can kind of see that to a certain extent. See how a lot of these guys ended up running before getting a huge amount of kills. You know, the trolls, of course, are not really making their money back. One unit did, but the rest of them not so good. But the Doom Diver definitely making his money back, but not enough to stop the vampire counts, man. I mean, how do you stop these guys? Like, you know, you can't. I think the Doom Diver, like, I mean, here I think that, you know, in a certain extent, right? You use the Doom Diver because you want to make units not combat viable, right?
Yeah.
But vampire counts, units are combat viable until they're crumbled and dead. So probably not the best decision to take Doom Divers up against vampire counts or any artillery whatsoever, because yeah, sure, you'll kill 2/3 of the unit, hypothetically, yes? You kill 2/3 of the unit, but that 1/3 can still whoop your ass. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
Depends though, because they still killed a lot, right? So if all of those are like wraiths or horrors or something, it's
sure.
paid for itself. Anyway.
Yeah, that is true. If they are the right units, it does indeed pay for itself. I guess typically when I'm looking at morale, I'm looking at morale for, you know, the kind of that. Sorry, looking at morale. I'm looking at artillery because they do that unique morale penalty for them, and I think that's where one of the big uses comes from. Not only the damage itself. But hey, by the way, it's 1-1 right now. Ninjahund win the last game as vampire counts. It looks like we're going to switch it up now. Empire versus vampire. Go over the Empire list real quick here.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? I don't know, guys. I don't know. So what do we have for the Empire player? Well, you know, it starts off pretty normal, right? We have 3, 4, 5 units of spearmen total. We have seen that before. 5 units of spearmen, pretty standard. What is interesting about those spearmen, though, is that A, they have shields, and B, one of them, at least the one that doesn't have shields, has a lot of veterancy. Okay, so interesting there, right? Interesting choices. On the other flank, we also have a unit of greatswords. Behind them, 1 unit of crossbowmen infantry, and then, of course, another unit of greatswords for 2 units of greatswords in total, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of spearmen, 4 of them having shields, 1 not. Now, for the kind of the single units here, we have 1 light wizard, 2 demigriff cavalry, by the way, and this time sporting the lances and not the halberds. Very curious, once again. And then a unit of Reiksguard knight kind of backing them up. But the most curious thing, so he has this Empire General and he has this Witch Hunter classic stuff. Witch Hunter not seeing a lot of use in ESL, but very, very common in the quick battles. Good at killing those general units. But what is especially curious, guys, and I think everybody would want to know, what are these doing here? What is this great cannon?
Yes, what is it doing here?
What? These guys took a wrong turn somewhere, and now they have found themselves in a battle. Yeah, Ninja is next level, Griffin J. Ninja X is next. This is fucking weird. Okay. It is fucking weird. So let's go over the vampires list. What does he got?
Okay, so he has, I believe this is Vampire Lord on the Hellsteed or Necromancer, I have no idea.
Looks like a Necromancer.
Yeah. Then he has 2 Felbats, and of course a Vampire Lady on Hellsteed. We see 2 Cane Wraiths on the left flank, interestingly enough, so they're just on 1 flank. Strange.
Yeah,
they are supporting Blood Knights and Black Knights with lances.
Yeah.
In the center we see these 2 Skeleton Spearmen, with, of course, 4 Crypt Horrors, because Houseplant plays meta. Then we see 2 zombies on the right flank, and yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, it's a little atypical. I mean, he decides to bring the Blood Knights. I mean, I'm guessing what he's going for on this side here is that hard flank, just sending these super superior units in on the left flank to crush it. But unfortunately, he's also going to have to light wizard with a bolt, and doesn't do much damage to the vampire there. But he's going to have to deal with demigriffs, of course, on this flank. If he decides to come down here with those Blood Knights, but those Blood Knights will cream those demigriffs, man. Demigriffs with lances do not fare well against the Blood Knights. These guys do far too much damage against large, so...
Look, magic missiles used on Vampire, it was like 2 of them. Now he's healed up back to full HP with the Mortal Will, so again, mistakes were made with the Light Wizard.
Yeah, mistakes were made. And look at this, Winds of Magic, down to 12, 13 now. Not a lot of Winds of Magic for our Empire player. He's going to have to wait for that to recharge. Let's see here. Bats are great at protecting the Lord. Yeah, bats are great, man. Bats have a ton of utility. Mind Mutter, basically what they protect against is, you see these bolts of light coming out of the Light Wizard? Those are called Shem's Burning Gazes. And they come out and they do shit tons of damage to the leader heroes. So what you do is you set bats out in front of them, and now and again the bats will kind of catch a missile or 2 into the face, and that makes the bats die, but of course the Lord survives, and that's what you want. That is what you want.
But
Friggin' cannons firing. What in the hell?
But again, I have to hit on the build of Ninjahund.
Yeah.
I don't. First of all, let's start with the demigriffs. Okay,
Yeah.
bring demigriffs, but at least bring the halberd ones, because the reason why you bring demigriffs is mostly for large, at least against against vampire counts because of crypt horrors.
I would certainly agree.
So yeah, that's one thing. Then why do we have spearmen with shields, right? Like instead of the regular spearmen, that makes no sense. They cost 100 more and they're not really that much better at all.
Right. I mean, yeah, sure. You know what they are better against is Bretonnian peasants that fire missiles.
Yeah,
right.
True.
But where are the missiles?
Yeah, vampire counts don't have missiles.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
It's just.
That's an interesting choice, and I don't quite understand it. I mean, we'll see what comes of it, though. We'll certainly see what comes of it very soon. It looks like we had an Accuse go down on the Vampire, but the Vampire, again, just heals that shit right back up. Doesn't give a damn. Accuse means nothing to her. In the meantime, it does look like a Spirit Leech is going down on the Light Wizard, and that will do a serious, not insignificant amount of damage to it. So now the Reiksguard Knights, along with the Demigriffs here on the left-hand side flank, really going to be outmatched by what the Empire has brought to what the Vampire have brought to their left flank. So the Empire actually trying to get back. He's going to try to get behind this Spearman line here, protect himself in some way using that, but he's actually not reacting to the flank. Curious.
Not good timing here. Crypt Horrors going first, then Skeletons. But it works out anyway, I think. It should work out.
I mean, we have seen that, you know, though maybe not ideal, it'll work for the vampires anyway. Oh, great use of the bats here, by the way, guys. That is textbook. That is picture perfect. And a great charge by the Blood Knights, by the way. Those Demigriffs are as good as dead. What do you want to use the bats for? You know, you had mentioned this Mind Mutter a second ago. What do you use for, what do you use those bats for? Well, you can use them for that, right? Charge them into their cavalry, so their cavalry can't get a charge, and then you charge their cavalry. What that makes is that totally negates any charge bonus that they have, while also increasing yours by allowing you to charge into them very, very cleanly for the most part.
Ooh, game is going really, really slow. But look at the great cannons, though. They're actually killing Crypt Horrors, I think.
25 kills, yeah, and I think he's really only been shooting at the Crypt Horrors. Very curious.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting indeed. Yeah, somehow the cannon doing some damage. We'll see if he can, you know, really get his money back. I think we need to see about 60 kills before we know the money has gotten back on those cannons. Luckily, cannons are only 800, so they are actually pretty cheap. In the meantime, though, it looks like the Spearmen actually doing relatively well for themselves, even in this combat with the Crypt Horrors. They're fighting 2 Crypt Horrors as well as 2 units of zombies, and they're not breaking yet, which is very, very surprising. Doing quite well in that battle, probably due to the help of the cannons firing in the back. But how is this right flank going right now? Take a look at this.
We have a net being popped. I'm not sure. Oh, he popped the net so he can pull out with his cav. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
That move.
Holy shit.
Ninjahund, you are my hero.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is another level of play. One of the commentators said that, one of the people in chat had said, we are playing checkers and Ninja is playing chess. I don't doubt it, man. Ninja has got some fucking moves, man. Some serious presence of mind. And is using it to the best of his ability.
And now he can get a charge because he used the net. So now he can just charge back in.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
I don't know, though. It's still not looking that good for him, I think.
I mean, they are Blood Knights, and he doesn't have halberds. Like, that's what the problem that he's running into. He's trying to fight Blood Knights without halberds. And now it looks like some of the spearmen at the front that were fighting the Karen Wraiths, which really actually will kill the Demigriff Knights as well as the Reiksguard. They will get into the combat and probably clean those units up very readily.
Yeah, this is super laggy, though. The players are not liking it, and yeah, I'm not enjoying the lag either.
Yeah, I do not appreciate the lag very much. Thank God we're getting a little bit better, ready and possible with this lag. Yeah,
look at that.
Ninja not happy.
Hitting
oh man,
so many of these units.
Jesus Christ, the overcast in the heck. I mean, the Blood Knights. The Blood Knights are actually gaining health right now. They are not losing it. Yeah, they are gaining it. Yeah, exactly. That's terrifying. Actually, no, they've lost a little bit of health, but not fast enough. Slowly, the Blood Knights will end up dying, it looks like, though, sooner or later. In the meantime, you know, curiously enough, on this left flank, you know, 2 units of Spearmen managed to hold off 2 zombies as well as 2 Cryptors. I mean, how often do you see that happening?
Yeah, that is strange.
It is, it is. I think largely due to these cannons helping out, but the cannons are not long for this. Vampire Lady has come down to charge them down. These guys trying to get out of combat, Demigryphs and the Reichsguard Knights trying to get out of combat. A lot of guys are routing, probably looking up to set a second lineup for another engagement, but the Black Knights with Lances and Barding are going to come in for the charge. Karen Wraiths as well as the Blood Knights. Boom, everybody hits, everybody gets the charge.
The Blood Knights got hacked again, so they are gaining back entities and more men.
That is true. They are gaining at entities. They are getting more men. The more men they get, the more damage they do. And, of course, the Karen Wraiths are doing just fine. Haven't lost any health, largely due to the Hex really buffing them up. And here on this flank, it looks like the Empire may actually be able to kill these Cryptors sooner or later. No, it looks like the Spearmen are going to break in the center there. That is too bad. That flank was all that was going for the Empire in this fight. And it looks like that flank is going to fall as well. You know, I think it was a good decision here by Houseplant. I think it was a very good decision, actually, to put heavy, just kind of heavy up that flank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting a shitload of troops on that flank really let him decisively tie up and take care of the Demigryph Knights as well as the Greatswords. Because he sent everything, I mean, everything he had, he sent onto that flank, so he crushed them extremely quickly. And then, so really, what happens over in this battle doesn't matter if all he has is Spearmen. Doesn't matter, even if he wins that. If all he has is Spearman, it's not going to matter because terror from the Karen Wraiths will make the Spearman run sooner or later. And there it is. Concede by Ninjahund. Ninjahund loses that battle to Wolf Houseplant. Wolf Houseplant with the Vampire Counts coming out with the win. With the win.
Yep. No halberds.
Yep. I mean, you know, no halberds. We had the Spearmen with shields. That was kind of an interesting choice. The Demigryphs with lances probably... I think that Ninjahund would have actually had a perfectly good chance in this battle, maybe even 50-50, if he had decided to take Demigryphs with halberds. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. But look at the Spearmen. The ones with no shields actually got more kills.
There you go, guys. You heard it here. You know, you give your Spearmen shield and they have one less hand to poke with. And so Spearmen, actually, it's probably because they started out with 3 veterancy. Yeah. But still doing very, very well. Probably, again, Spearmen with shields probably not worth it in the end game. You know, what extra damage they do because they attack a little bit faster doesn't make up for the fact that they are 100 more expensive. So, but yeah. The cannon, interesting choice. 800, I mean, that isn't that big of a flub. I don't think 800... Yeah. You can spend 800 on a unit, right? Like, that's not a lot of money to be spending. And for 30 krills, mostly on Cryptors, not that bad. Not that bad.
Yeah, it is the question of just how many Cryptors it actually killed. And how many was, like, zombies or something. That is the question.
Exactly. That would be nice to know. It certainly would be nice to know. Chat, Sliced Cheese says, why do you get shields when you don't have any ranged? That was our question as well. Yeah. We don't know why he picked Spearman with shields instead of the ranged, instead of the regular Spearman type. I can barely hold it in my pants right now. So I got to let a little bit of it out. Just get you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. For my excitement here. So what do we have? We have 2 units of regular Spearmen at arms. Just pretty poor leadership, pretty poor fighting ability for the most part. They have less armor than they did before, and they break very, very quickly. Otherwise, though, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of pole men at arms. It's an interesting choice. If Empire takes a lot of ranged units, these men at arms will die extremely quickly. Yeah. But they are favorable in the close combat to Spearmen at arms because they not only have armor piercing, but they also have actually pretty decent combat stats and okay morale for Bretonnians. I mean, 56, that's still 4 lower than the Empire Spearmen. But, I mean, you take it, right? You take it. Then he's got 2 units of peasants. I would have taken more, but he did decide to take a lot of halberdiers, and so that's why he has that. Loen Leonque on his beautiful mount, his beautiful, beautiful hippogriff, and that just crazy-looking throne. And then, of course, 2 paladins to take care of anything else in the air. No peg knights that we see here. There are no peg knights. In the meantime, we do have 4 units of knights, 3 units of Knights of the Realm, I believe. 1, 2, 3 units of Knights of the Realm with 1 unit of Grail Knights. The Grail Knights being very recently buffed and now much, much better than they were before and actually being cost-effective. So what have you got? What has the Empire got?
So for Empire, we have, well, all these units going everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, we see the General of the Empire on horseback, along with the Light Wizard also on horse. We see a Demigryph with halberds along with the Reichsguard on the right flank. And also a lot more cav on the left flank. Another Demigryph with a halberd. And in the center, a Reichsguard. So this is actually really nice to bring Demigryph supported by Reichsguard to give you an even better shot against the cav of Bretonnia as well. And then you can chase the Bretonian bows much easier as well, like that.
Totally, totally. Not just bringing Demigryph Knights, but also bringing some other guys to be able to chase the bows away.
Yeah.
Of course, this time Bretonnia did not take, did not go for that bow superiority, and so it's going to have to actually engage his enemy. So, don't get me wrong, we'll see exactly how Ninja actually plays this out.
Also, we see 4 crossbowmen, and some spearmen with shields, 5 of them, and 2 swordsmen. Forgot to say the entire build.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. That is, so he does have a huge amount of troops, actually, man. He has a lot of troops on the field, and troops that are appropriate for the fights as well. Spearmen with shields will certainly beat out the regular spearmen for the Bretonnians. And of course, look at these arrows just absolutely trashing the men-at-arms with polearms.
Yeah, I think this is almost a counter build from Empire, I would say. Well, pretty much, because more crossbows.
Holy shit, I'm sorry, guys. This net of Ammontok was clutch, absolutely clutch on the Knights of the Realm, allowing the Reichsguard to get in there and charge them very, very well. In the meantime, Grail Knights up against the Demigryphs. Unfortunately, the Grail Knights will not win the fight up against the Demigryphs. The Demigryphs will eat them up, though the Demigryphs will lose a little bit of health, about half health is what they will lose there.
Yeah, but still very cost-effective for Empire. But Lewin coming in now. Not so sure if the Journal of Houseplant should be sent here against Lewin.
I don't think so either, and I think Lewin actually he can trash just about anything here. Like he can also finish off these Demigryphs now if he gets to cycle charge and go in the air multiple times. So we'll see how that pans out on the other end here. The Demigryphs have, as well as the Reichsguard on the right-hand flank, have very, very handily managed to screw the Knights of the Realm on the right-hand side and kill them. Meanwhile, the Paladin also taken huge amounts of damage from the Demigryph Knights, who have taken next to no damage, little to no damage. Paladin is going to go down. How is the main line fight shaping up?
Well, I think Bretonnia is... I mean, it was going to do well if it weren't for those crossbows, but the crossbows should just end all of these units, basically. And wow, look at Lewin. He's taken a lot of damage because he's up against all these Demigryphs, and he couldn't move.
Yeah, I mean, he can't regen all of that. He needs to get his cycle charges in. Lewin Leoncoeur probably has one of the most effective charges in the game alongside Karl Franz. Coming down on a Hippogriff or on a Griffin does massive amounts of damage on the charge, especially that first attack swipe that they put in. So if you can keep abusing that, just keep flying up, coming down, flying up, coming down, you have a better chance in the fight.
Well, Lewin is going to go down.
Lewin is going to go down. Oh my god, yeah, he has been cleaned up by these Demigryph Knights, and of course, oh, there he goes, he is routing now. Looks like he has actually been shattered, and boom!
That is game. Decisive victory for Empire.
Wow. Yeah, that was a very decisive. Oh man.
It was really sad because Empire brought exactly the counter to the Bretonian build. I think.
Yeah.
Like
I think so. I think you're on point, man. I think he really did. I think he really did. I mean, I think there's certain things. Okay, so for Wolf Houseplant, right? Smart cookie that he is, decides to bring in these guys with shields. He's Spearmen with shields, right? Yes. Why would you bring Spearmen with shields? Well, you expect Bretonians coming with a lot of archers. So good choice, even though Bretonians didn't come in with a lot of them. Interestingly enough, like, you would think that, hey, look, why do I want to fight the cav on cav battle with Bretonnia, right? Wouldn't Bretonnia win that? Aren't they, the cavalry guys? As it turns out, that is not the case. Empire are the cavalry guys. It is unfortunate, man. But look at how many kills these Demigryphs got and how much health they lost. I mean, it's atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. Man.
Well, Knights of the Realm, they can't even touch them, so yeah.
It's exactly. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous, man. Grail Knights with 4 kills. And the Grail Knights got a charge. They weren't stopped by the net of Ammontok like the Knights were. They got a charge, but they just couldn't do anything against these Demigryphs.
I'm sure that I saw the Demis on lower HP though. Like, did they somehow heal up?
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought one of the Demigryphs was on half HP.
Yeah, looked like it for me too.
So don't know how that happened. Elite hacks.
Did they somehow get regen this match?
Yeah.
That would be
we don't
insane.
need that for Demigriffs. Please, God, no. Please, no. No regen for Demigriffs, man. Man, but, you know, hey, guys, I gotta say, you know, before we get too deep into it, congratulations to Houseplant, by the way, winning the series 3-1. Winning the series 3-1. Ninjahund with 1 victory with a odd army list. I believe it was the VC that he won with. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, 2 crypt horrors only.
Yeah, the 2 crypt horrors. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it does look like the VC are very, very powerful, and VC allowing Ninjahund to at least win one of those games. The Bretonian game, you know, it's too bad because Wolf Houseplant knew exactly what was coming. It seems knew exactly what was coming. Could the Bretonians have done things different? First things first with the Bretonia guys, never charge. I mean,
Yeah, but he had to because he didn't have the missile superiority, which is weird.
exactly. Yeah. See, I mean, I guess that's what I'm trying to lead to, and I think you've kind of taken the bait very, very well here. Thank you, TPP. You need range superiority as Bretonians. You need range superiority for 2 reasons. A, you have cheap range superiority that is very, very effective, and B, all of your guys, all of your infantry units have charge defense against all, right? But their charge bonus is tiny. It's absolutely tiny. So there's no reason to be charging as a Bretonians, right? Because if you charge the enemy will countercharge you and still get their charge bonus.
Yeah.
So, you know, really need that missile superiority with the Bretonians. Not having it in this round was unfortunate and allowed those crossbowmen really to just look at that 43, 36, 30, 22, 25, huge amounts of kills on the crossbowmen, hitting those unprotected men at arms. Too bad, guys, too bad.
Yep. Just complete counter from Houseplant this game, almost as if he knew exactly what Ninjahund was gonna bring. Perhaps
Absolutely.
he watched his stream
that-
during the games.
That actually may be true. I mean, he may have done that, and unfortunately, like, that's the case, man. You know, if you know what your enemy's army is and you can make a new army list on the fly, well, that is going to end up happening. Especially because it does look like, you know, just examining, you know, some of Ninja's play, or at least some of Ninja's unit choices that he brought to the lists. You know, Ninja can correct me if he comes into the chat, but I get the distinct impression that he doesn't make new army lists on the fly. What he does is he plays with the same armies over and over and over again. Because otherwise you wouldn't have those weird unit choices, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's too bad, man. It's too bad. Again, I really wish we had seen Bretonia. My precognizance did not really help me out here. Oh man. Anyway, guys, I think that's about it, isn't it, TPP?
Yep, that is about it. So should we just do a final? You should do a final shout out or something for ESL.
Oh yeah, totally. You know, let's do it real quick here. Final shout outs to ESL. I mean, do you have the shill sheet on hand that you can just read out?
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no. All right, guys. Well, you know, quick shout out to ESL, by the way, for setting up these tournaments, doing very, very good with it. You know, taking a risk on a new game, setting up quite a nice tournament system overall. But, you know, if you guys want to join the next tournaments, I really recommend that you do. We want as many people as possible. So when are the tournaments? They are on Wednesdays and Sundays. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays at 1:30 and on Sundays at 9 a.m. So you can register for those and get into those games with us, and we'd love to see you play. Even the unknowns can come out here and do some serious damage to the brackets, like we have seen both Ninja and Unknown do. Let's see here. His stream is up and he did not cover up his build, so Houseplant could watch his exact army. Yeah, interesting, Stevie07. That may have been the case. I like to think that they are not stream sniping or doing anything like that, but so it goes.
I mean, that's not okay, but if he watched the stream of his previous matches, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's probably better said there, Prussian Prince. Yeah, if he's not stream sniping at this stream, it's probably okay. If he is stream sniping this stream, then that's kind of fucked up. Because, you know, then you can see exactly what's being picked up. But anyway, that is it, guys. Again, congratulations to Houseplant for winning another ESL Community Cup. Very, very good player. And, yeah, so, of course, we will probably see you again next time, guys. You know, thank Prussian Prince for joining me and adding his Warhammer know-how. Any last words?
Well, just a couple. Thank you as well for letting me cast alongside you. It was a pleasure, and also I linked the ESL Steam group and ESL Discord server in chat, so go ahead and join them, guys, if you want to.
Yep, exactly that. Thanks again, guys, and we will be shutting off the stream in T-minus 5 seconds, so you guys can count that time down. Thanks again, enjoy yourselves, and we will catch you possibly next Wednesday or next Sunday. Hopefully joined in by our wonderful co-caster again. All right, see you later, guys.
Bye-bye.